Hey friends, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Christine, and today we are going to be making a base recipe for making your own beeswax lip balms. I love it. I'm almost out, and if you see my other videos, I'm getting ready for the holidays early and getting a few projects done. So this is one of them. So I just thought I'd show you the different steps on how I make my own lip balms. So come on with. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to infuse my oil with what I want to have in my lip balm. So I have some calendula flower petals, and I'm going to be using sweet almond oil, and just because that's very nourishing, and then castor oil, which is awesome for like a gloss and shine. So I'm just using my crock pot on low, and I'm gonna let this go like 2 to 4 hours, just depending on, you know, how strong you want it. So I'm just kind of taking a little handful and I'm putting it right inside my crock pot. And then I'm going to make a little bit extra. And I'm just gonna make a tincture of, you know, in between. So I'm gonna do 1 ounce of each, and then I'll know that it's equal. So there's the 1 ounce of the sweet almond oil. And like I said, I'm just putting it right in on top of my calendula flowers, the petals, and then I'm going to do my castor oil. I'm really excited for this, for this recipe. Okay, so here's my 1 ounce of the castor oil, just going in right on top, and I'm just gonna give it a stir and set my timer, and I'll have some infused oils. Instead of letting them sit for weeks and weeks, this is kind of a nice simple way to speed it up. So I'm gonna stir it up and I'll see you in a few hours. So first things first, I am going to skim the oil that I have infused, which you saw in that first part. So it is pretty hot. I'm just kind of shaking it around. I just infused some calendula leaves, or petals, I should say, and I'm actually just going to kind of scoop it out here right into, if I can do it, right into this container. And while I'm doing this, I have my beeswax that I had in chunks actually in a pot on the stove, a double boiler, and I'll show you that here shortly. But I'm just kind of going over this and trying to get out as much as I can, because we're going to add that to the mix and squeeze it out the best I can. So meanwhile, I am going to let this drip for a little bit, and I'm going to show you the beeswax that I have over on the stove. So right now I've got kind of a double boiler action going. This top part, this top part comes off, and I've got water in the bottom and it's warming up. I kind of started this earlier and then I had a couple other projects to do. So I'm just rewarming this up, and I have a, I don't know, like a wooden skewer, just because the beeswax tends just to stick and get all over everything. So this bowl is one that you saw in my other video. This is just my beeswax bowl for melting, etc. So I'm just gonna wait for this to melt down, and you can see how fast it is melting. It's going fast, fast, fast. And then we're going to get, we're going to come over and we're going to add the oil that I just separated from being infused and all the other goodies. So we'll add all those together. Okay, so I'm bringing over the combo of the sweet almond oil and the castor oil that we infused, and it's not quite as warm as the beeswax. As you can see, it kind of makes it milky looking, but I'm just gonna let that drip and drip. And you kind of just wait until they go together, they meld together. And like I said, I'm still using that same little wooden thing, and it happens real quickly. So the thing with making beeswax lip balm, you have so many options. I like to keep it simple. I do have a few favorite scents and things that I like, and the oil that I do like to add to it, just because it's really hydrating, it makes your lips smoother, plumper, etc. I do like to add vitamin E oil, and this is just a brand that I had bought off of Amazon. It is a organic one, and I just add 1 drop per tube that I'm going to make. 1, 2, 3. The other thing that I do like to add, I'm just going to stir that up quick. The other thing that I do like to add sometimes is an essential oil. It's not necessary. You can literally just stop right here and do the tubes, which I have a couple already. But I have one of my favorite essential oils. This is a blend. This is from the brand that I do represent and have an affiliate with, but there is lavender, citrus, all kinds of fun things. I'm trying to read it here. Flower extract, fruit oil, violet, ylang ylang, etc., tangerine. There's all kinds of really great things. It's one of my favorite scents that they do make. So I'm just going to add literally just a couple. I'm going to do 8 tubes, so I'm going to add 4 drops. So nothing real heavy duty. And I just like to tap it, 1, 4. And then just meld that together in with the beeswax. And I can smell it already. It smells so good. And it's just very moisturizing and nourishing for your lips. But otherwise, you do kind of have to move quickly. I have my little pipettes all ready and my stand all ready. So I'm going to get this off the burner because it looks like everything is melded together. And we're going to get it in the tubes. It's really that simple. Okay, I like to bring the actual pot and everything over. So I am going in with both hands, kind of like when I did the gummy bears, if you saw that video. And I'm just going to start filling up the tubes. I have them all ready to go in my tube holder. And you just literally fill them up and you wait for them to cool down. All right, I'm getting them pretty close here. I do have my scraper out in case I do overload it. And with beeswax, I like I said, bringing the whole pot over and keeping it warm while you're putting this in is kind of essential because it does cool down really quickly and starts to harden. So I did have a tin out as well, or I should say a little lip balm pack there. And I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about. But okay, so these are the little tins that I'm talking about. You know, back in the day, they used to actually be tin. So I am going to fill this one up just with the remainder, just because I don't want to waste any of this. And let these cool completely. And like I said, using the beeswax, I think that's pretty good. Using the beeswax, it does make a mess. So just have separate utensils or use, though the pipettes are, you know, plastic, that they are throwaway, and then I use the skewers a lot for it, etc. So now you can kind of see that it's already start to harden. That's why I like keeping it on the pan. I have the cap set aside, so in probably 6-8 hours they'll be completely cooled off and ready to cap. So let's get this video closed up. Okay, so those were all the steps that I do to make a super simple recipe with beeswax, etc. for your own lip balm. Been trying to go over my list of things that I'd like to make and no longer buy. So I wanted to tell you too that kind of this is a very base recipe. You can add cocoa butter, you can add coconut oil, grapeseed oil, etc., etc. But I really like this specific recipe just because it is that simple. It's stuff that I do have on hand. I have my castor oil and my sweet almond oil, which go well together with the beeswax. And adding my little vitamin E oil, it's not necessary, but I just find that it really helps to moisturize. And specifically using castor oil as a skincare oil, etc., it really makes your lips glossy. You can even start to add colors, etc., with, you know, certain different roots like beetroot and a few other fun things. So I just thought I'd show you. And then I've got my calendula flowers that I forgot to put in my picture, but that's fine. And I actually have chamomile that I'm drying downstairs, so I would like to make something with that soon, etc. So I'm not going to pick one of those up and show you because they're not cooled yet. So thanks for stopping by my channel. And if you like projects and hobbies and things like that, like this, I also do dehydrating. I do water bath canning, steam canning, pressure canning, all kinds of fun things. Hit that like and subscribe, and I will see you next time on Christine's Routines. Take care and God bless. Hey friends, welcome back. Ooh, I don't like the glare. I think I'm gonna ditch the glasses. Oil that I have been, here, let's start over. I forgot my other hot pad.